like to hear from you. I mean, it's not necessarily that we have to pass around and everybody gets an answer to it, but a general consensus, oh, we can do that as well. We do a lot of time for it. And really, to be honest, we wanted to stimulate your thoughts, to really get into how we can make this program work for you. Yeah, one thing that you have to take into consideration, you ever ask yourself why Michael Jordan never went into coaching? It's because he's such a high level, he probably could never understand why everybody else couldn't jump from the free throw line, right? So it wouldn't have been his thing. And so it doesn't make sense for us to have this amazing tool if the people who use it don't find it functional, okay? So here's a great one. The first question is, what is the greatest hurdle that you are facing now? What is the greatest hurdle you are facing now, and what will it take to get you past it?
Well, my biggest hurdle is finding people. And I think that's everybody's business like right now. Yeah, that's my biggest hurdle right now.
Finding the boys?
Yeah, finding the boys. But again, I think that's kind of a generic answer just because I think that's what's everybody.
And so what have you done to try to get through that?
Advertising, talking to people, talking to customers, having friends, staff. That's basically what I've been doing. And it's been working. I was able to get Sabrina just recently. Sabrina hooked me up with Sienna, who's also in the kitchen with me. So I think a lot of help from just, people you know, so that helps a lot too. So. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I've had to start doing pretty much what you guys are talking about. I've had to start pretty much selling my employees on being able to get part of the company with their leverage, with their time in. So I have tried that. At the 2-year mark, I'm helping them get their own vehicle and giving them a split when they come in. All things bring somebody to replace them.
Can you guys hear that?
No.
No. All right, so I'll give you the mic. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we're struggling to hear.
Okay, I'll give you the mic.
Can you put a bullet closer?
Say again?
Even with the mic. So is the mic plugged into the PA system?
It is. It is.
Okay, is there any way to plug a mic into the computer?
Put them closer? Or
Let me think about that. But go ahead and say what you said again, Steve. Let me think about that. It may be.
I said, what I've done now is I've told my employees, the drivers that I have, that if they stay on for 2 years, I help them get their own truck. And then I bring them in at a 70-30 split of that truck. So they get 70%, I get 30%. As long as they can bring me someone to replace them. So at that 18-month mark, I hire whoever they bring to me, and they train, they do what they have to do, and then once they're trained, they take over that truck. I help them get a new truck and give them a 70-30 split.
So you bring business owners.
Yeah. Absolutely, because I feel like if you work with somebody, we've all been there, we work with somebody and you can't establish growth because you're a dependent employee, you stay in that spot, and they keep you there because you're dependent. So let that work for somebody who work for you will do nothing to help you grow up in business.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
So with the grazing house, it's really just me at the moment, and then of course my husband. So moving forward, wanting more growth, I'm going to need help, because if I have multiple grazing tables on a Saturday, I cannot do all of them. So I think a lot of it would be just training up front, a trusted individual that I can let go of the control and allow them to do just as good of a job as we can do on the task at hand. So I guess it would be finding individuals as well for me, because we are micro business right now, just us. So, but I would like to continue to expand, so I know that letting go of the control is super important. But that's a me thing.
Yeah.
That's an entrepreneur thing.
Yeah.
One of my biggest hurdles that I was facing, but I created a solution. I found a solution to get over that hurdle. Was I needed to delegate, different things to other people, so I could spend more time focusing on getting new listings and getting new qualified buyers, rather than working stupid transactions that just keeps coming back to me. So I was able to find a transaction coordinator and implement them into my business model, so I can spend more time with actually these brings revenue.
And you can be, it's okay if you use your outdoor voice, right? So we can make sure that they can hear it. That's how I got a big mouth, so they can hear me. So another question is, what is your definition of helpful support? You know, we all have friends and family that's too quick to tell us what we're doing wrong, right? They have very little knowledge of what we do, but they always seem to have an opinion on how we do it better. But in terms of what you and that growth of your small business, what would you consider helpful support?
I think, excuse me, and to kind of piggyback off what Sabrina had said before, finding someone not only qualified to help, but how do you even train them? If, for instance, for myself, I'm kind of doing everything for my business. I'm designing, I'm working production, I'm social media, I'm marketing, I am everything, shipping, and you name it. Even though on social media I say we, it's me, so it's me. But a helpful solution for me is events like this. Meeting with people who are running successful businesses that have overcome obstacles, overcome hurdles that I'm experiencing right now. And to have those people not only just share positive feedback, but just, positive energy and experiences that could help me down the road, and I could share things with them as well. So having more exposure and experiences with people like-minded.
Yes, very much what we're interested in finding. And so we'll just hand the mark to you.
No, helpful support to me, like when I first started, with just all the community resources. I utilized SCORE, I utilized the Small Business Development Center, I utilized the Chamber. Anything that was out there that was a service for small businesses, that was helpful for me. I mean, I started out in the Power Plant Business Incubator, and that was, really a great springboard for me to help grow my business there because of all the services that they were offering there. So along the lines of what you were saying.
I think if being lax for the need of helpful support is not that. Is the fact of people not recognizing this, the training or availability of resources that is out there, or not knowing how to find it per se. That a lot of times can be the biggest hurdle, is knowing where to find those resources and knowing how to attain those resources that are actually already out there.
The access.
Yeah.
And then and this is a good process of that whole thing, because I'm sure people talking amongst each other, you're learning different resources and learning different avenues to get to those resources. But again, the biggest hurdle for a lot of individuals, I think, is in common, is knowing where to look for resources to find that.
And so if there was a central place, as we're proposing, that you can go, what is it you want to see once you get there? Right? I mean, because there, as you said, there are many things that exist out there to help you grow a better business. But in terms of the mentality of growing a community, that has to be a partnership, right? Where we empower our employees, our employees then transfer that into the consumer, because at the end of the day, it's a three-legged stool. We have to have the consumer involved, because if we're going to make a better paying job, at some point, our prices are going to have to go up, right? That doesn't happen magically. But through the value statement, if the service that they're receiving, if the product that they're receiving is commensurate, then people don't really question what something costs. I mean, my biggest example is you can drive past the bus stop and see a person sitting there with a $600 cell phone. Right? People pay for what they value. And what we want to do is make sure that we can create a system that has not only efficacy, right? We can tell you the right things, but what is it that makes it work for you? Because the easiest thing for somebody to do is to read a case study and say, oh, that worked well for them, right? And then dismiss it. But we want to make sure that we're going to give you access to people who can actually move your needle forward, that it's in a manner that makes sense to you and to your business.
And if you go back to the original question, I kind of got sidetracked with what we were talking about. What was your original question?
The original question was, what does good support look like to you, or proper support look like to you? And a lot of it is networking, but it's tough to get together like this on and I'm not throwing rocks, but in Ocala, a lot of times it's the usual suspects, right? Every time you go to a networking thing, it's the same 18 people, right? And they're all trying to say the same thing they tried to say the last time you were there, right? And so we don't want to get into that. We want to make sure that you're spending your hard-earned time, and Sarah tell you, I was explaining to her that your time as a business owner and business manager is the most expensive. It's the most expensive. And so all of the time that you're spending doing things that doesn't help you grow your business costs you money.
And I think along, like what Steve is doing on the flip side of what could be needed also as a business owner. And again, I'm not a business owner, but just from the things I've experienced in life, is proper training to get the employees to actually function as an employee when you desire your company to be ran. So that way, when you're not there, you have complete faith in the fact that they can take your place in the event that you're not there. Or so you get, when you get to a point to where you expect them to almost fill your shoes in a sense. But to know that you're training them properly in the way that you want your company ran, I think is a good way of employing yourself as an employee or employer.
Yes, you're hired. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Yeah, you can just. And that's exactly right. So the premise of the program is not only will we have access to you for the mentoring and coaching, we will for your employees as well. Because after we help you understand the benefits of having a high performance team, we have to teach them how to be a high performance team, or it doesn't work. So it works on, we're going to do it from both sides. So they will have access to mentors. And so what happens in our ideal scenario is each of you would then go through the program and then become mentors. Because you can talk to the next person coming up behind you with the same one. So in terms of the daily operations of your business, what's working okay or even better in your business than you would have anticipated? And that can be at any facet. You know, what's going good for you right now? Is it consumer demand? Is it cost of products? Is it profitability? What's going good?
I can honestly say one of the most positive things that I've experienced is other business owners being supportive. There is such a wonderful community of people in Ocala that, and even people that have similar business models that I have, they're still so supportive. They're sharing things on social media. Whether they know it or not, that could have been the hardest day. Everything could have gone wrong, and I have other people other business owners, give me a shout out or just being kind of like a little light, and it just means the world. So that's definitely something that's helped keep me going on some of the harder days.
Mine is social media and word of mouth. That is huge for me. And the Gathering Cafe. I have a great employee that is just wonderful on the social media, and she thrives at it. And then just word of mouth, and then also on the internet too. Just Ocala is just so supportive of each other, local businesses. I mean, I have several local businesses on my own page that I support to get the word out, and photographers or, open coordinators, whatever. So I would say that's one of my biggest ones with Gathering Cafe.
One of my biggest successes is I'm excited about this. I just implemented it last month, but follow-up